is going on, people? It's Kim here, and welcome to Completed Transfers episode 2. So the first one of these I did was the Juventus one, dedicated most of it to the Juventus incomings and obviously outgoings as well with the Juventus FC and their transfer situation so far. Now we're looking at the BPL. We are starting off with Manchester United, of course, because I just wanted to go through some of the key signings and how some of the big names basically to move to the BPL this season. There are, of course, not everybody is in this. Of course, there are going to be signings that I haven't gone through yet. But I just put together some of the big ones, especially what we are looking at, as you can tell by the title, is Manchester United's midfield. I know we've got Romero on here as well, but I think this keeper could benefit Manchester United as well next season. So starting off with Romero, we already know he's a fantastic goalkeeper. He's probably not as good as De Gea. Well, no, he's definitely not as good as De Gea, but that doesn't say that he can't be in years to come. The speculation with De Gea does continue to go on and on. And yeah, we are unsure still of what's going to happen with him, if he's going to stay at United or if he is going to leave to Real Madrid. The move to Madrid seemed like almost certain towards the end of last season, but now, you know, we're pretty far into the transfer window and nothing really has happened too much, but there is still a lot of time, of course. But yeah, Romero, obviously Victor Valdez, the ex-Barcelona keeper who joined Manchester United, I think he refused to play because it was like for the reserves and youth. But at the end of the day, pre-season is pre-season, and you know, I think that was a bad move from him. It's very unprofessional. But nevertheless, I just think, yeah, I think that he will go. Can't quite remember if I've seen that he has gone, but he either will go or has already gone anyway, Valdez, or he'll simply, I don't know what's going to happen, but I can't see him playing for Manchester United much next season, if at all. So I think that's why Romero has come in. I do think that another keeper is needed, and especially like if they do lose David De Gea, who obviously played a huge part in, you know, helping them throughout last season. He had a really good season for United and saved them in quite a few games. Made some, you know, fantastic saves, and I think that, you know, obviously if he was to get injured, and obviously he can't play every single game because every player needs a break, they do need a backup keeper for him, and I think Romero would be a good keeper, you know, as backup, but for me he's not a first choice keeper, so I don't think that this guy will be David De Gea's replacement. If he does leave, I think he'd just be like a second option, you know, a second choice keeper, but nevertheless a good second choice keeper to have. So moving on to Manchester United's midfield now, which is of course the title of this video. Just absolutely insane, and for me, I don't know if it's going to get too overcrowded now, but they've got some potential. They've got some, you know, they've got an absolute legend, a player who is like massively proven, a big player, big player. It's a big name, it's a long name and also a big name, but yeah, he's absolutely incredible. That is Schweinsteiger, of course, but then you got the talented up and coming, you know, he's very proven was very proven at Southampton, Morgan Schneiderlin, a player that Arsenal have been linked with for quite a while. I don't know what exactly the truth was behind those rumours, but the fact of the matter now is that he is at Manchester United, and I think he's going to be great for them. And I think next season, when you watch Southampton, you're going to see like how much Schneiderlin actually plays a part in their squad and in their midfield and holding everything together, and also you know, organising the defence, you know, behind him and helping the defence behind him as well. And yeah, again, he could play a crucial part in Manchester United's season, but so could the guy alongside him, Basti Schweinsteiger. He's an absolute, in my opinion, he is just the complete midfielder. He's got it all. He can defend well, he can attack well, you know, he gets goals, he gets assists, but then, like I say, he gets back, he helps out defensively, he tracks back, he does absolutely everything. He is an all-round brilliant midfielder, and even though, you know, people are saying that the fee that United paid for him is a bit big, when you look at his age. Well, to be honest, I don't think so, because I think that he could be the difference this season. Him and Schneiderlin could be the difference this season for United. I do still think United do need to bring in a centre-back if they're going to be right up there with the likes of Chelsea to challenge for the title. But I think that they are only scarily just a few top signings, like a centre-back and perhaps another striker away from that, and that's quite scary to think about, really. But leaving Manchester United just for now, we're going to move on to the next three transfers that have, most recent ones as well. We've got Benteke, who of course played for Aston Villa, had a great season for them beforehand, but not as much last season. But I think that was just more due to the fact that I think he was injured for a bit, and he was also, in a bad Villa side at the end of the day. But yeah, he's already hit the ground running with Liverpool. I think on his was his debut. He scored a fantastic goal last Sunday in pre-season for them. Brilliant goal, and yeah, it does look like he's going to fit in there really well. He's what they need as well. He's a big goal scorer at the end of the day. Benteke is that player that can get you 15 goals plus a season, and that's what Liverpool lacked last season with the fact, with Sturridge out. They thought that the addition of Balotelli would do that, but obviously not. Balotelli hasn't really delivered at Liverpool, but Benteke, I think he can be that man next season. I think he will play a big difference in Liverpool's squad next season. Obviously, Javier Hernandez is another one I want to talk about now. He joined back to Manchester United from having a season out on loan at Real Madrid. So obviously he's picked up a lot of experience out there at Madrid. But will he stay at Manchester United? Do you guys think he will, or do you think he will be sold on to another club? I don't think Madrid wants him back. I don't think that's really an option for him. But I think the BBVA is like more of his sort of league. I do think actually that he's rather hit and miss for me. I wouldn't have him in my team. I don't think he should play for a top club. I think he should be more of like a decent club, but not obviously one of the best in the country. And I can't really see him staying at United, but I think there's more of a chance of him staying at United than there is of him going back to Madrid on a permanent move. So yeah, you guys let me know what you think is going to happen with Javier Hernandez, because I'm not really sure at all. And that's why I put him in there, because it's quite an odd one really. I mean, he did score in some of the big games for Real Madrid last season, but yeah, then again, it's like, I think they're better than that. I think they can get better strikers than that. He's not on Benzema's level at the end of the day. He's like nowhere near on that. So I can't really see him staying, returning to Real Madrid, and I can't really see him staying at United either. But maybe he will. Who knows? Be interesting to see. Last but not least, of course, definitely not least in terms of the price, I must say, we've got Raheem Sterling. Just why Man City? Why? Like the only logical reason I can think of, the money behind, the reason that they forked out so much money towards this guy is because he's English, and that's because what the FA have kind of brought in, that there needs to be more homegrown players now, more English players coming up through the ranks, and more English talent in squads today. And Man City, obviously that's something that they lack. For me, it's not a problem. I really don't see the issue with having foreign players in the squad. I'm not against anything like that at all. But people have been on Man City's back for a while, so I think they've just done it to prove a point. He is a good player, alright. You cannot take that away from Raheem. He's a great player, absolutely fantastic player. I think he's got a really shitty attitude though. I think he's very unprofessional, the way that he went about leaving Liverpool. He could have done it in a lot of better ways. So from what he's said, the issue was Brendan Rodgers, right? So if you've got an issue with your boss at work, yeah, you're not gonna you're not going to perform, you're not going to be happy, and you're not going to want to stay there, and that is fair enough on its own right. But the fact that he hasn't really been honest about what the issue was, and his agent, whose name I've totally forgotten, but his agent has just been a complete and utter prick as well, and he's slated Liverpool. That's not what you want to do at the end of the day. What Raheem should have done as a professional, at the end of the day, this guy is a professional footballer. He's on a hell of a lot of money, and he's only a year or so older than me. He's like a couple of years max older than me, and he's earning probably more than what I will ever earn in my lifetime at the end of the day. And yet he just, he should have been a lot more professional. At the end of the day, he's a footballer. He's somebody that young kids look up to and idolise, and he's letting his agent badmouth Liverpool and Brendan Rodgers. At the end of the day, what he should have said was that the reason he's leaving is because he's not happy at the club, because he doesn't get on well with Brendan Rodgers for whatever reason that might be. Maybe he just doesn't like him personally. Maybe he just doesn't believe in his movements as a manager. Maybe he doesn't believe in the club, or whatever. It could be something like that. I mean, to be fair to the guy, I absolutely hate him. Some Arsenal fans might hate me for saying this as well, but at least Robin van Persie was kind of honest with the reason that he left Arsenal. I mean, nobody knows it. It might have been for more money. But at the end of the day, he did go on to win the Premier League, which is something that Arsenal haven't done for a long, long time. And I'm not justifying Robin van Persie as an Arsenal fan, but he behaved in a much more professional manner than what Raheem Sterling did, and that says a lot. Me as an Arsenal fan admitting that, but it's true, and I think other Arsenal fans would be stupid not to, because at the end of the day, Van Persie didn't come out and slate Wenger. He didn't let his agent go off on one and really badmouth the club and badmouth Wenger. Sammy and Nasri did that. Nasri slated the fans, etc., etc. And that I totally lost my respect for Nasri for that reason. But but Van Persie didn't do that, and he still hasn't done that. He recently made his move to Turkey. He even put in a tweet that he thanks Arsenal fans and Wenger and Arsenal Football Club altogether for his time in the BPL. So I don't know. I can't say that I like Van Persie, but I think I have a lot more respect for him now. That I've got over the bitterness of him leaving for Manchester United, because at the end of the day, he literally had one good season there, then absolutely nothing after that, just injuries kicked in. But yeah, I think that Sterling is a complete idiot, and it's going to be interesting to see how he does at Man City, because I don't know. A lot of people are saying that he didn't leave for the money, and a lot of people are saying that he did leave because of the money as well. I'm not sure. I heard from quite a lot of reliable people on Twitter that he was always unhappy there, that he apparently from when he first joined, that he was felt like he was bullied, and that is what he actually said. So Sterling could be being completely honest, but at the end of the day, the guy has done himself absolutely no favours in allowing his agent to go out and say what his agent said and badmouth the club, badmouth Rodgers. It's not professional, it's not the thing to do. And I didn't really want this video to turn into a rant about that, but I guess I had to, because I haven't really spoken about Sterling too much. So you guys let me know what you think about the whole Sterling situation. I know there are a few Liverpool fans that watch my videos, so it'd be interesting to hear what you guys think about Sterling. I know a lot of you absolutely hate him, but if he was unhappy at your club, can you really blame him? You don't want to keep somebody at your club that's unhappy, because they're just not going to perform at the end of the day. But if there are any Man City fans, what do you think Sterling's going to do for you guys? Do you think he's going to benefit you, or do you think he's going to be used much? Because I'm not so sure. It will be interesting to see. Nevertheless, I am thoroughly excited for the Premier League season to kick back in again soon. And yeah, I'll hopefully be doing some more of these videos as well. It does bring me to the end of this one in particular. But yeah, I'll be back with some more very soon. If there are any more signings you want me to go over and cover and give my opinion on, let me know down in the comments down below. And also, if you've got anything to share with the signings that we've gone through today, or anything at all football related, let me know down below in the comments, and maybe your comment will feature in one of my videos. I could do a little discussion with you guys. Would be pretty cool if we could do that. And yeah, I'll be back in a bit.